Welcome back, guys. It's Jason with your Hopium Free Crypto Update. Let's take a look at MATIC as one of the strong horses in the cryptocurrency market at the moment, especially during this period of Bitcoin selling off, Ethereum relatively stable, and many of the other altcoins selling off. So in this video, we'll look at MATIC against the USD, MATIC against Bitcoin, and MATIC against Ethereum to give us that understanding of the strength of MATIC at this point in time. And also, for some fun, let's look at some price predictions moving forward in MATIC. So before we crack on with the video, thanks for getting the likes up on the previous videos to 10% of the views. Make sure you smash that like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have, hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the content pumping through to your news feed. All right, let's take a look at MATIC USD first up. And the first thing I want to look at, we're going to go through Gann analysis and then look at our support and resistance levels. So MATIC USD, no surprises, getting close to the all-time highs here. It's broken through the 50% levels, $1.66. That's the bear market range here. And then the major 50% level from the low is $1.35. There was a big point that I noted here being the ranges that are repeating. So I have this on a macro view. If you're on a short-term time frame, your 15 minutes, your hourlies, maybe even your dailies, it starts to get a bit noisy and a bit skewed when you're trying to make your decisions. So I find it helpful to throw it on a weekly chart so I can just clear out the noise and start to see some of the patterns a little clearer. So we're just looking at this range right here. So this range is repeating at the moment. Some people will say that crypto or technical analysis doesn't work. It is all random in the markets. But if this is random, then I don't know what not random is. This is 100% of the range. We're going from the July low to the August top. We drag this over to the next range, the September low, which was that another flash crash period. Evergrande news was coming out. The market should have collapsed, etc., etc. October high. Basically, it's run exactly 100% of this range. Now, the current range that we're on, nearly 100% again. So you can see from the low in November to the current top in December, we're just a few cents short of this 100%. The thing I note here is the time. So it's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to get to that top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks to get to the next top, and currently 1, 2, 3 weeks to get to this current top. So that means that time is getting shorter. It's doing the same ranges. To me, I would say that we're probably going to look for some sort of pullback here. And if we don't get the pullback, then we should take off pretty heavily past the all-time high. I'm willing to bet, and this is just my strategy and my trading plan, I'm willing to bet that we'll get at least some sort of pullback and some period to rest and recover before we get a move higher. If we don't, I'm happy to forego it and let it take off. The reason being is if we get a wind up and a pullback, we'll get a bigger move up than what we would if we didn't get the wind up and the pullback. And so I'm probably targeting somewhere around $2 to $2.10. So it's not far off from where it currently is. So I'll show you in just a moment adding MATIC to the SwiftX portfolio as well. And we can see where that's currently up to. So just taking it back, that's our first range, repeating 3 times. Timeframes getting shorter. The good news here is that it is above the 50% range of the bear market. So it's that Gann 50%, and then the major 50% from the all-time low to the all-time high is around $1.35. Now, if we take it to somewhere more fun, some price predictions, I'm using the major range here and projecting those up. So it's about a $2.70 range because MATIC started at basically 0.003, and multiplying that by 2 gives us around $5.40, and then by 3 gives us $8.10. So we could get to an $8.10 based on this. But more importantly, I would be looking at the market caps. So if we were to get a doubling of MATIC's market cap, currently at 15 billion, that would then throw us up above DOT. And at the moment, there's actually more happening on MATIC than there is on DOT. So that doesn't seem like it's too far off. A 2x is a conservative target. Now, if we were to do a 3x and jump another 15 billion on top of that, it'd throw us above ADA. There's more happening on MATIC than there is on ADA at this point in time. Sorry to say to the ADA lovers. Could we see a 4x above Solana? Potentially. I'm not sure whether we'll get there at this point, but if we did, that's around 60 billion. And then Ethereum's at around 500 billion. So for some easy rough numbers, if it was around a 50 billion market cap, it's 1/10 of Ethereum. And so there's a lot happening there, a lot more coming to MATIC. That's the fundamentals. We're here to look at the technicals, but just to give us an idea of, is it possible to even get to these conservative targets? I think so. But if you're targeting a 10x, 100x, I probably wouldn't be looking to MATIC for one of those. But for me, I see it as something safer because it's doing reasonably strong at the moment while the market is down. And I want to be finding strong horses. Something like Ethereum at the moment is strong, but of course there's less room to run because it's at a $500 billion market cap. We're going to look at MATIC versus BTC because we want these cryptos to be strong against their Bitcoin value and of course their ETH value. This is something that I put out to our members in Patreon and Premium. Link to this is in the top of the description. There's still spaces available for Patreon, so check that out. Monday morning, weekly report coming out. So in less than 72 hours, we've got another report coming out there. 50%. We're above that level now. So these are like your moving averages. You want to see it close strong in the space. And so this is the strong half, 4,300 Satoshis. We're currently at 4,600. And we're also above the major 50%. So that's at 3,300 Satoshis. Safe entry, 3,600. So that's what I was messaging out to our members earlier on. My get out point, less than 2,000. So I'm looking at this as a trade. I don't know whether this will continue to take off and go to massive highs, so I need to be safe in my position so I can get out in case the market goes against me. So at the moment, MATIC USD is looking strong against Bitcoin, so that's a good thing. I could sell off some of my USDT or I could sell off some of my Bitcoin for this position. This is just trading plan ideas. It's not financial advice, and it's definitely not buy recommendations, because if something turns around and you're not ready for it, you don't have your alerts set, you don't have a plan, then the next thing I see is comments, people saying, well, what happened to this? You have to have your plan in place to know what you want to do in case the market goes against you. How long are you willing to hold it for? Where are you going to get out? Are you going to get out these lows at 2,400 Satoshis or at 2,000, or are you going to get out against this USD chart? They're the things you need to have in your plan. On top of that, let's look at MATIC Ethereum. MATIC Ethereum, as you can see from the chart compared to what we just had on BTC and USD, it's looking a little weaker. It's underneath its 50% level. However, remember Ethereum has been extremely strong in this period as well. So for me, the fact that MATIC is doing well against Ethereum while Ethereum's strong shows the strength at this point in time. The nice thing I like here is that it's broken out of its highs, 25th and the 16th, and potentially we'll get a close. We still have another 2.5 days to go to get this close on MATIC. It's above its 50% range, this smaller range here, and it's above, as I said, just these highs here. The main thing we're looking at is to see if it can get above the 50% level, 0.00061. So that's the bear market range from the top to the bottom, 50% here. What does that mean? Well, at the moment it just means we're in the weaker half, and maybe we'll see some bouncing between this level and this level up here. So the smaller range 50% and the bigger range 50%. And that just means you need to understand what that is about in your plan. If it starts to bounce around for weeks to come, remember this is a weekly chart, and you get frustrated and impatient because some other metaverse or random NFT gaming crypto is pumping, then you have to stick to your plan. Is it something you're going to hold for a while, or you're just going to sell out of this and jump into some other ship? You're going to start the crypto shuffle. Keep in mind that the market is looking like it is trying to reaccumulate at this point. This is my demo portfolio on SwiftX. There's a link to SwiftX in the description as well for Australian and New Zealand residents. So we have a fair chunk of Solana in this, and I want to sell off just a little more Solana and add it to the AUD, and then go ahead and purchase some MATIC for this portfolio. So I don't want to have 50% of my portfolio in one cryptocurrency. And so we just hit in two, and it comes up as around $500. Sell that, and then buy the MATIC and see how that affects our portfolio, see where that is weighted. So I've got MATIC here. I have about 2,300 AUD, and I'm going to sell all of the AUD and buy MATIC because I want to have about equal amounts of ADA, FTT, and MATIC. A little more ETH, and I might sell off some Solana for ETH, but that's at a later point. Let's go in, and I just want to purchase 100%. And that gives me 725 MATIC. So I just buy that, add that to the portfolio at this point in time, and then check it out. Let it sit and see how we progress over this next stage of the bull market. So at the moment, the total sits at 10% MATIC, 11% FTT, 11% ADA, 16% ETH, and still 53% Solana. Eventually, I'll use some of this SOL and maybe some of the FTT if that looks weaker to purchase more MATIC or some other cryptocurrency that I want to add to this portfolio. That's a look at MATIC against Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's looking reasonably strong in this crypto bearish period. Stick around for further videos on the channel with the Wyckoff method. And of course, Patreon report is coming out on Monday. Get along and join us there live on Monday morning. I'll see you guys at the next video. Remember to like, share, subscribe as well. Until then, have more fun to get more done.